Manic Monday. I hope everybody's doing well. So I want to talk about Krusty today. I actually got a chance to watch her the other night. But what's the deal with her going off the deep end on this woman that asked the question about when is she moving? If anybody on here who might happen to hear this happens to be a spy for Krusty, please ask her that question for me. Please take her this video and ask her this question. Why get so upset that one of your followers, that someone on your video asked you this question, when are you moving? Why get so upset about that? You were the one that brought it up. You were so excited. It was such good news. You were crying. Oh, I'm so happy. I want to get a home of my own. And you were all gung-ho to ask these people how you should decorate. Should you buy nautical stuff at the dollar store? What kind of wallpaper should you hang? What kind of paint should you buy? What kind of color scheme should you go with? You were all gung-ho to get these people interested in this new home of yours. And then all of a sudden, when someone asks you about it, it becomes a completely different story. Mind your own business. It's none of your business. Don't ask me that question. Don't worry about it. But what's the problem, Crystal? Why are you so pissed off that people would dare to ask you about something that you yourself brought up? That's very, very rude. And then you just went on and on and on about it, protesting too much. Now, have you ever heard that old saying, does thou protest too much? Do you have a clue what that means? It means that when somebody protests something too much or gets too upset or makes such a big deal out of something, that they've got something to hide, that they're guilty of something, that they're trying to cover something up. What was that all about to begin with? Were you actually ever going to get a home? Are you still getting a home? I don't care. I mean, one way or the other, I would love to see you move into your own home, because I would love to see you get one of our famous $600 Kentucky electric bills. I would love it. Now, I've got to back up, and they've got to back up. Where the hell are we all supposed to go? And you can't never back up here. I'm always afraid I'm going to go in the creek. This car right there should not have had to back up. The car coming around the curve should have been the one to back up. Well, now he's pulling out now. So now I guess I'm going to have to back up some more. This is as far as I'm going, because I'm not putting my car in the creek. Whoever's in this little car in front of me don't know how to drive. What the heck? That's as far as I can go. Oh my God, what is this person going to do? Oh my God, this person don't know how to drive. Oh my God. I hope they didn't hit me. Now there's another car coming. This is an old man in a little car, and he couldn't back up. I backed up into the wide spot, and he had room to back up around me, but he couldn't do it. He was going off in the opposite direction. and there was a guy coming around the curve hauling the trailer. Then there was another car behind him. I'm telling you, I've never seen this place. I've been here so busy as it is right now. I don't know what the heck's going on here. Now he's pulling over again, so there must be another damn car coming. What's he doing? Is he wanting to let me go on by him? I don't know. I'm freaking out. Bless his heart. I would have said the guy with the holler should have backed up, but he had somebody behind him too. But anyway, crisis diverted, everybody. But you know, that was rude of you, Crystal. It really was. It was very rude of you. You should have just said, you know, I'll let you know when the time comes. I'm still working out the details. That's all you had to say. Because it was you. Nobody would have known about that. Nobody would have ever known about that except that you brought it up. You were so excited and so happy to announce this big announcement, guys. I'm so happy. I'm getting my own home. A place that nobody will ever be able to put me out of and run me out of. But I did watch a lot of that. She just kept going on about it, about how that person was egging, that person was trying to bait her, and that person was trying to upset her, and that it wasn't any of her business and all this. Well, you made it people's business when you brought it up and started talking about it. You made it people's business because you saw it as an opportunity to get people to start sending you stuff. And a lot of the money and stars that people have sent you since you made that announcement was probably intended for that. Now, if it turns out that you don't get a home of your own, are you going to return those people's star money? No, of course she's not. If someone intentionally writes her a check or sends her some money or a cash app or whatever and says use this to buy yourself some towels or some toilet paper or whatever at your new place, is she going to return that money and say, well, I no longer will be needing to decorate a home? Here's your money back. Thank you anyway. No, of course she's not. And you know what that's called? That's called fraud. Taking somebody's money for a purpose. Taking somebody's money for a particular purpose. I believe that's what this all boils down to. Is because when she started telling people she was moving and people started sending her money, and a lot of them were probably commenting, here, use this for your new home. Here, use this for your paint. Use this for your wallpaper. Use this to buy, a welcome sign to hang on your front door. And now that there may not be a home, she's told people, I'm going to use this money for this reason. That's what the judge told her not to do. She said it in such a way that it got them to want to do that. And she said when she gets ready to decorate and show and do a tour of her new home, she's going to do it only in supporters because those guys deserve it. That was another way to get people to become a supporter. How many supporters has she received since she made the announcement that she was going to get a new home of her own? And now all of a sudden, one of her followers asks the question, when are you going to get when are you going to be moving? Maybe it was something that this woman was looking forward to. Maybe they don't have a whole lot going on in their own lives. So and Crystal said that people that ask those types of questions and people that make videos like I do and people that spend all their time online have nothing to do with their lives. They're not like me. I have a very busy life. The only time I'm on Facebook is when I'm on here begging and bumming and lying and manipulating and conning and trying to get people to give me money. But I don't spend all my time on Facebook, y'all. Those people have nothing better to do. They're not busy like I am. I have a busy, busy life. Give me a break. You wake up, whatever time you crawl your butt out of the bed, If you don't have a Suboxone clinic appointment that day, or an appointment with your counselor, or an appointment with your parole officer or probation officer, you don't get out of the bed before noon, probably, maybe 10:30ish. And then you spend your day drinking Meller Yeller and talking to Mama on the phone. And then you decide to go live. And then you tell everybody, I've been so busy today, guys. My life is so busy now. I don't have time to just sit here for hours. I can't do 6-hour lives anymore. I can only do 2-hour lives. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to eat dinner with Ned in the kitchen that you can't hardly walk through, and it's piled high with boxes and empty soda cans. And then I'm going to come right back and do another hour live. And I'm going to put some fake eyelashes on and some fake fingernails, and maybe you guys will send me some money. But you know what? If you don't want people to know what's going on in your life, then keep your flipping mouth shut about it. And my family is so proud of me, and I've done so well, and I'm doing so well, and everything's so perfect, and I'm so perfect that my family felt like, oh, I deserve a new home of my own. So they gifted me a home. You didn't have to tell anybody that. Nobody was asking that question. I don't come past this store very often, so I decided while I'm up here, I've got these little apple crisps, oil change. Oh my goodness! I'll have to tell my husband to get on the ball and change my oil. But anyway, Crystal and anyone listening, you know, this is something that we normal, everyday adults, if we have something going on that we're not really ready to share with other people, we keep it quiet and we just say, you know, I'll tell everybody when the time is right. But Crystal, she didn't have to tell anybody about that. She could have waited until the papers were signed and the ink was dry and dotted, and she was getting ready to pack up her boxes from the Piggly Wiggly and fill them full of her stuff. Nobody forced her to tell anybody anything, and now she's acting all mad about towards her people, the people that are asking her about it, because she believes that those people are like baiting her, goading her, maybe. Well, maybe the woman was, I don't know, but maybe the woman just wanted to know because she has been following this since Crystal made the announcement. Maybe she feels like, you know, I want to be a part of this. I want to follow this journey with her. Crystal, you are a very, very rude person. You have no manners whatsoever. I mean, we all know that just from watching you pick your nose and fart and burp and slurp and cuss and all the things that you do. Which now she's changed, guys. She doesn't do those things anymore, you know. But she's very rude to her people. And I think if I was that woman and I was a paying follower, I would dump her. I mean, I would remove my support. I would leave supporters. But those people are so scared that they're going to miss out on something. We all know the answer to that question. It's money. She knew that those people would give her something. And now, maybe things have changed. Maybe she's decided not to move. Maybe she found out the trailer was a piece of dump, a dumpy dump truck dump. A dumpster fire like the rest of her life, you know. I gotta run back in here for a minute. I'll be right back. But you know, most people, when asked a question like that they didn't want to answer, they would just simply say, you know what, I've decided that from here on out until I'm ready to talk about it, I'm going to keep some of those things quiet, and I'll let people know. I'll do a live, or I'll let people know when I'm ready. And I'd appreciate it if everybody would respect that. But not somebody like her, not a narcissist. And see, the reason she was doing it was like going on and on about it was because it was goading the people that were supporting her. And she was trying to make this woman out to be this really bad person for asking this question. Like I said before, I stick by this. Nobody would have known to ask a question like that if they had not known that was what you were doing. You brought it up. You made this really exciting announcement. You were wiping the tears from your face, how happy you are to be getting a home of your own, and you wanted them to be a part of your journey. Now all of a sudden, for whatever reason, and if you've changed your mind, if you're not moving into this place, if you never were, if your aunt changed her mind, or if you couldn't get the help that you thought you were going to get to fix this place up and do all this work, or maybe she found out just how much it does cost to move into a house or a mobile home or whatever it might be. You know, maybe she found out just how much it was going to cost her to have internet turned on and hooked up.
Doing all right today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you? Thank you. You too. Sorry, everybody. I thought I had paused my phone, but I didn't. I had to pull in here and get something. The guy had to bring it out of the store for me. So, anyway. See, Crystal, that's how you treat people. When people say, how are you doing today? You say, I'm fine, how are you? Thank you. You thank people when they bring stuff out, put it in your car for you, and then you get on with your day. You don't go on about it for an hour and a half. And, you know, blast these people, make them out to be these horrible people because they asked a question. If things have changed and you're no longer planning to move there, just say that. I think she's, just like someone in the comments said last night, she's afraid to say that because she knows that somebody's going to ask the question, are you going to return all the money that people have sent you? You know, it's no easy task to move, especially if you're moving into a place that's set up to live in and ready to move into with the electricity and everything already turned on. And I don't know the situation with this trailer that she was supposed to be moving into, but I know that you have to have inspections done to have your electricity turned on. You have to, if the place was in any way, shape, or form involved in the flood, there may be some more things you have to go through now because of that. I don't know if it was. I heard people say that it was, and that the aunt had put in a claim on it. I know that a lot of part of the state, Breathitt County, Letcher County, and some other counties that were part of the flood are getting ready to get this buyout. Maybe that was the whole reason for this. Maybe the aunt was going to transfer the trailer into Crystal's name and let Crystal get the money from the state for this buyout, or from FEMA, or whoever it's doing it. I don't know. Maybe the aunt was going to get the money. I don't know how it's supposed to work, but it costs a lot of money to move into a new place. You have to have your electricity. You have to have your electrical box and all that inspected to get your power turned on in your name. Even if you're transferring power, if somebody's already got the power hooked up and they're moving out and you're moving in, but she said somebody was living in the trailer, didn't she? So maybe those people decided not to move out. I don't know. I don't know if this whole thing's even real or not, but I'm just going along with it for the sake of argument, you know. Man, the roads are bad through here. Got a guy walking along the road, so you have to get over, and there's nowhere to go because it's a pothole. It's a pothole from start to finish down through here. I'm not even kidding, y'all. But it costs money. You have to have your internet hooked up in your name, your cable, your, you know, if you're having water turned on, there's a deposit. You know, to have the water turned on in your name, there's a deposit for it all, and it adds up. And these people probably know that. Some of them may have, at some time in their life, moved. I don't think Crystal's aware of a lot of this stuff because she's always mooched off somebody else. She's either lived with somebody else, lived at home with her mom or her grandmother, and she's been living with Ed for all these years. And, you know, she's never had to deal with paying deposits to get stuff turned on or off. All I can say to wrap this video up about it, and I didn't talk about any other subjects to do with her because that was really the only one thing that I watched, but that's very narcissistic and very rude behavior. You can't expect anything else from a narcissist. That's her true colors coming back out. You know, she's been doing so well, guys, for 11 months now. But the fact that she didn't drop it and she didn't say to this woman, you know, I'm not ready to talk about that at the moment. She could say something as simple as, I will let everybody know when the time comes. And I don't really have any more to talk about. I don't have any more to tell about it right now. You can't be a public person and live your life publicly on Facebook and you say, I'm not telling anybody anything. Don't ask about my dogs or nothing. Then she turns around and shows her dogs. And what's this with this candy? Did this person provide her with this candy? Did they give it to her to try on live, or did she buy it? Or did some of her followers buy it? Which is more likely, because I can't hardly see her paying for anything. I don't know. I just thought I'd hop on here and say hey to everybody. I haven't posted a video in a while. I made a few, and I just kind of put them in holding and never did get around to putting them on here. And but for those of you watching that last night, when she started, and she wasn't like before, she would have just cussed this person out and laughed. Wouldn't you like to know? And just been dirty and smarmy and mean. But she was trying to come across as the victim last night and be Miss Innocent. I can't tell anybody anything about my life without people coming after me, and they're just mean. Well, like I said, gotta keep some things under the, radar from people.